Who would like to have too many opportunities in business? Right here? Yeah, okay, I was just thinking you might. Yeah, just check that off the list. Well, some people think, wow, I've got a business plan, I'm ready to go. Well, business plans are kind of important, but there's a lot more than just a business plan, because if you don't share the business plan with anybody, guess what? Nobody knows what your plan is. No one knows what you want to accomplish. So you have to get out there and share it with people. I mean, some people think cold calling is a great way to do things, and sometimes it is. But I like to win more than I like to lose, and I know that cold calling is a very low percentage versus face-to-face networking. And face-to-face networking is what I do. I don't cold call. I'm too busy, luckily, because of all the networking I do and all the referrals I get, because I put myself out there, introduce myself to people, and do what I say I'm going to do. So I guess for a second, think, how many people are in your network? How many people do you know? Just think about that number for a second. You don't have to announce it. You can even write it down. How many people do you know? This could be from maybe a religious organization, your neighborhood association, kids' sports, whatever it might be. How many people do you know? Think about that for a second. Now, what they say is, that's your network. Everybody in your network knows 250 people. Do your math. How many people are really in your network? So think of that number you just had in your head and multiply it by 250. Or simply just divide it by 4, then make that 1,000. That made 1,000. So think about it. How many people do you have in that network? What are the prongs of your network? Think of it this way. There's not just one part of your network, hopefully. Hopefully there's multiple. As I said before, it could be a sports team your kids are on. Possibly it could be where you work. It could be a lot of different places. There are a lot of prongs to your network. For instance, 3 of my about 7 or 8, well, I've got E4E, as Bill said, we're part of this E4E group. LinkedIn, because there's some people I don't interact with other than just on LinkedIn. And then I also do BNI, Business Networking International, and I do some other networking groups as well. So what happens is I have different ways to connect, and sometimes people do overlap, so maybe that 250 number might be a little high, but again, even if you take 10% off, you're still looking at a lot of people you didn't realize that you were interested in doing business with. The question, though, is how many people really know what you do and can be an advocate for you? How many people know the business you're in and what you're looking for? Because a lot of times you might realize, I do this, and they go, yeah, you do this. I have an office supply company. You sell office supplies, great. Well, it just passes right on over their head. It doesn't really sink in what I really do to them until I ask them, until I engage them, and make them realize, like, oh, I've got a printer at home. I guess I shouldn't have gone to Office Depot and paid retail for that cartridge last week. Well, I'm right here. So it's getting people engaged in what you do. Okay, now, what we're going to share today are some strategies. Some I've borrowed from other people. They're not all mine, but some are mine. It's kind of a mix and match. Some have been adjusted. And keep in mind, we have a lot of different industries in this room, so everything I say is not going to necessarily be just for your business. I do a lot of business to business. There's some business to consumer that's out there as well. So make sure you think about how this can relate to you, not just what I'm saying for my business. I'm sharing what's worked for me for business to business, but realize that also there's other markets out there, so think of how it can be applied to what you do and how you can help the people in your network think of you. So next, what I want you to think about is know the type of industry or person you'd like to meet. Because here's the thing, if you don't know who you're looking to meet, how can you meet them? You've got to know exactly who your target market is, who you want to do business with, and also how to get to those people. Because you can think in your head, wow, it'd be great to know a trapeze artist, but standing on the end of your street looking for a trapeze artist probably is not going to be very successful. You might want to go to a circus or network with people who are in a circus or know people in the circus. That's really what you're looking for. Okay? So what I want you to do, some people like to waste time. I don't. I like to go right to the point. So what we're going to do is I'd like for you to pull out something called the referral generator. Okay? Right here. It's in your stack. Go and pull it out. And this is where the interactive part starts. I want you to list 3 of the best industries or people, depending on what you do, who are referrals for you. Could it be a soccer mom? Could it be a professional? Who is it? Write those people down as specific as you possibly can. Take a second to do that for me.